It's great to be back with another segment of Tegra118's 2020 Internship Spotlight Interview. I'm pleased to highlight our Software Development Intern, Aromal Suresh. Thank you for joining me today, Aromal. How are you?
It's great to be on. I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good, thank you. So we're fairly deep into our internship program here, and I've had the benefit of learning a little bit about you while working on some group projects together and having fun end of day intern meetings. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
So I'm from Bridgewater, so it'd be maybe a 15-minute commute if, we weren't teleworking right now. So I go to Rutgers, New Brunswick. For my first year, I was living at the Honors College. I'm going into my second year now. I'm studying mathematics and computer science. So yeah, when I'm not studying on campus, I think my favorite hobby is looking for places to get free food. So obviously places like the computer science club and the math club are really great places for me to be at and get pizza. But looking for food also affords me the chance to check out clubs and meet people that I might not have met otherwise.
It's very cool. It's awesome. Yeah, I love meeting new people too. So you've mentioned that you're really interested in computers. Like you told me you were interested in computers as a kid. Can you talk to me more about where this interest came from? Perhaps some fun memories or interesting projects you remember taking on as a child that sparked this passion?
Yeah, so I think I've had a laptop pretty much forever. I think really making it my own, installing different operating systems, things like that, is what first got me interested. Programming, I think maybe not the first time, but one of my first experiences was I was playing Minecraft. I was playing modded Minecraft, and I'd watched videos of people making factories to make cookies. So obviously I wanted to make a factory to make cake, right? There was one mod called Open Computers that lets you program in the Lua programming language. And so I used that. I learned a bit about Lua. I learned a bit about programming, and I made my cakes a little bit faster and a little bit more easily.
That's awesome. That's pretty unique. I used to play Minecraft, but what are those green things that always like chased you and then like whatever? I always got hit by those, so I gave up on that. So anyway, so what led you to your Tegra118 internship, and what do you hope to accomplish before our internship wraps up in August?
So you've heard a bit of my spiel. I really applied here on a whim, right? But preparing for my interviews, researching the company, and then eventually talking to human resources, I learned a lot about the company, and I really thought it seemed like an interesting place to work, and it has been. It's got a really great established culture and workflow that a big old company might have. But with the rebranding efforts and with new clients and all, it's also been like a really interesting like startup-y place to work almost. So a few of the things that I'm planning to achieve here in my time left. I guess the biggest one is I'm trying to automate the production of a dashboard to show clients how the economy is going in these, critical times for the economy that my boss has been doing manually, but yeah, just trying to speed that up a bit.
That's cool. That's awesome. So what are some valuable skills you've picked up here at Tegra118 that you could not have learned maybe in like a college or university classroom environment?
Yeah, so on the technical side, as you know, we use the language APL here, and it's really interesting. So there's a program called Conway's Game of Life as an example. It's like it simulates how cells work, right? So in a language like Python, which is pretty simple, it might take maybe 40 lines of code, something like that. In APL, you can do it in 20 characters of code. So it's just got so many shortcuts, so many ways to apply my math knowledge. And I found myself, when I go back to Python or shell scripting, I'm applying things like that. Besides that, I think the most generally applicable thing is just the ability to work on a team. Just in a classroom, you're there you get an assignment, you do the assignment. Here, it's really a collaborative effort. You have an assignment, you have to figure out who to ask for help, you have to ask them for help, lots of little things like that.
I'm not even going to pretend that I understood all the characters and all that stuff, but it does sound pretty complicated and interesting also. So one thing I've learned about you that's really cool is that in a sense, you're a bit of a journeyman in that you like hiking and kayaking with friends a lot. And for me, that adds like a whole new dimension to, you know, the man, the myth, the legend of Aromal Suresh. So can you tell us about how you became an outdoorsman and your experiences interacting with nature? Because, and I'm being completely honest here, I'm pretty jealous. You know, I've been cooped up in my apartment, so let me live through you.
So I'm a computer science student. I guess the stereotype is we don't get out much. Yeah, that was really the case, but I guess that's only really fun when you have the choice, you know? So during lockdown, I've spent a lot of time with friends and family, going out, hiking. A lot of the time, we'll find a trail and then we'll just, you know, go off the trail, get lost for a couple hours, things like that. I think my favorite place to go is Round Valley. Unfortunately, they closed a little while ago because of government furloughs, but I managed to get to go there just one last time before they closed. It's really great to kayak there. They have a lot of interesting landmarks. There's an island that only exists some of the time, and it's not like mapped, and it technically doesn't exist. It's really great.
So cool. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I think this has been another really awesome, great Together Tegra118 experience. Thank you so much for joining me, Aromal.
And again, thank you for having me. It's been great.
Awesome.